The Cold War begins to heat up in the year 1950, 25th of June. Northern and Southern Korea were divided by the 38th parallel, which bisects Korea at 38 degrees north latitude. The North Koreans clamored for unification and began their invasion of South Korea. Since Southern Korea was growing stronger, the Northern Koreans decided to unleash a surprise attack on the South. The North soon began pushing the South more and more, to the point where the South could no longer be pushed out. Soon after leaving barely anything on South Korea, help finally came. North Korea's invasion of South Korea brought about the United Nations police actions against the aggressors. That immediately produced heavy military and naval involvement by the United States. While there were no illusions that the task would be easy, nobody expected that this violent conflict would continue for more than 3 years. The UN army soon arrived and began pushing the North back where they were. With the intent of the UN armies to take over the North Koreans were very disorganized and were unable to defeat them. The Chinese soon warned the UN that they could not accept the conquest of North Korea by the UN, for they will strike at full force. The Chinese army wasn't as armed as the UN, but they had more men, overwhelming the UN troops, which it came into a big advantage. Seoul was retaken by the Chinese and eventually pushed down to south. The UN advance had then stopped near the 38th parallel. Once the second offense of the Chinese forces launched the attack by April, huge waves of Chinese soldiers were cut off and destroyed most of UN troops. For the following years, most battles were fought by land and air. By land was the toughest for American and UN soldiers, because the battleground in Korea was hampered by extremely rugged terrain. Also, many of the terrains were very hilly, that it was difficult for military maneuvering. In the end, Northern and Southern Korea was back to normal from where they first started, all thanks to the help of China. In other words, this so-called forgotten war was all for nothing. Leaving the casualties of 33,600 American, 16,000 UN allied, 415,000 South Korean, and 520,000 North Korean dead. Half of Korea's home, civilian life, and industry were destroyed, all thanks to the war. The Americans were outraged over their hero's downfall, claiming it to be nothing more but a forgotten war.